Hey class, here's another screencast I've had to redo recently because they've changed a lot of stuff on the library pages. And so what I originally was going to do is show you how to very quickly and efficiently get your master plot source. But since a lot of the library pages changed, I think I need to redo that just so you have a more accurate view of what to do. Now this information is all explained on the class website, but I just want to show you step by step how to do it. So all the sources we're going to use are from the Citrus library. They're all online. So I'm going to go into the library from the Citrus's main page. Here's the library informational page. There are many ways I could use this page in order to get what I want. All right. I am going to go do the simplest thing possible this time because I only need one source. We'll get more sources when we do the research paper. We only need one simple source here, so we're going to keep this simple. First thing you should do before you look at any source, get a My Library account if you don't already have one. This is kind of necessary for anybody doing schoolwork online at Citrus. Basically, it's very simple. You just fill out this form here and click it in. You'll be registered, and what that means is you can use a library from home. You can use all the online database stuff at home. You don't have to be on Citrus's campus to do that. There's a little video. It takes a minute to watch. So this is a pretty simple thing to do. If you have trouble, let me know. But like I said, you probably won't have trouble doing this. Get the My Library account first. Now you've got the My Library account. What I'd like to do is search the databases. When we start the research paper, we'll look down here in the research help. We'll explore this. But right now, the simplest thing to do is just go where it says databases. These are subscription services that we pay money for. If we're being charged by a database, that means that database is guaranteeing us that all the information on here has been peer-reviewed or was written by an expert, et cetera, et cetera. It's all legitimate research. Some databases are about, here's one about history, there's one about health. We need literature databases, and there's more than one. For this source, I'm going to take one, it's under E. It's called EBSCOhost right here. So we're going to start there, and that should be all you need to look for to find the source, the one source you need for paper number 2. So I hit EBSCOhost. I'm going to get a list of further databases because EBSCOhost is like a clearinghouse for a lot of these databases. And you can see the list is here. Anything that I check will be searched when I get to the search box. Some things have already been checked for me. I'm not going to mess with those. The only thing I think you need to check here before we do a search is go under M and get to here, McGill and Literature Plus. Check that one. Once you've checked that one, then you go to the bottom and we will go to the search box. Hit continue. Let's go to the search box. So I'm going to do my search on the story, The Red Convertible. Let's see, The Red Convertible. And I'm just going to type it in. I'm not going to worry about punctuation or anything. Just make sure it's spelled right. I'll put in the last name of the woman who wrote it. Erdrich. Okay, I got Louise Erdrich there. Okay, I'll do that. All right, that should be enough. If some sources have so many, you'll get so many hits that it'll be a pain to search for the master plots. You can just type master plots in there, but I wanted to see what happens if I just hit these two, see what I come up with. All right, so I've got 25 different things on here. They're all sources of one kind or another. There's no guarantee that they're good sources, by the way. It's just that they are something that's been published previously, some of which is very good literature, some of which is not helpful to me. So, well, let's see. The Red Convertible came up, and it's written by Peggy Bochinsky, and there it is. It says master plots right there. I can't guarantee that master plots will always be the first thing that pops up like this, but in the case of a story like this, it is. And I can keep going. You see there's others. A lot of these do count as sources. If you chose to use them, that'd be just as well. I like to stick with master plots in the beginning because it's simple and it's written for students, so I know I'm going to find stuff here. Let's take a look at the actual source. I'll look at the full text here. Just to remind you, if you haven't read this yet, what you get in master plots is a very basic essay describing the basics of the short story. I start with a fairly lengthy plot summary, and I'm not going to get much out of here in terms of a source for that I can use in the paper, because it really is just reviewing the plot. I already know the plot. I've read the story. I'm probably just going to skip through this. Then I got a section here on themes and meanings, and a section on style and technique, and that's it. I'm done. That's my author there, Peggy Bochinsky. So, by the way, if anything you use from the source, here's who you're citing, Bochinsky. It's easy to use this source because it's short, and like I said, since it's written for students, there's going to be something helpful in here. My recommendation is when you're doing this is that you maybe have thought about your paper a little bit. Maybe you thought, well, these are my 3 topics. So you kind of have a little bit of a direction when you start going through the source and looking for a quote or two that you could pull out of here. Let me point out one more thing about finding these master plots. You do have a pretty helpful toolbar over here on the right side. Some things I would recommend becoming familiar with. If you are doing this on campus, you could always email the source to yourself. Right here, I can learn how to cite the source since I'm going to have to do a citation eventually. Just know that you have this tool available. I hit cite. It gives me a list of every style I could imagine that you would and how I would cite it under those styles. I'm not using APA. I'm not using Chicago. I'm not using Harvard. MLA, there it is. So when I if I quote from this MasterPlot source, this is pretty much the exact thing I'm going to put on my works cited page. What else do I have here? I can create a note. Let's try the creation of the note. I haven't done that in a while with the new library page. Basically, creating a note means I think I can highlight some of this and then hit create a note. Let's just do it real quick. I'll highlight a little bit and then I will say, oh, right here. I will click this create note thing and it didn't do anything. All right, I don't know. There's a way to create a note. I know that. Notice when I did that, I highlighted it. Right here, I can listen to it. You can actually have this read to you and you can read it in different, and it can be read in different accents as well. Anyway, there's a lot here at the site. I'm just trying to show you how to get to the master plots. Pretty simple source. Once you got it, like I said, you just need one quote, and that's all you need to do here. Okay, so that's it for now, and keep going. Get to that paper too. If you have problems, just send me a message of some kind. All right.